Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. was a remarkable entertainer whose career spanned more than 6 decades, leaving a lasting impact on music, film, and television. Born in Harlem in 1925, he began performing at the age of 3 with his father and uncle in the Will Maston Trio. His extraordinary talent and magnetic stage presence eventually made him a central figure in the Rat Pack, alongside Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. While his public image exuded charisma and success, Davis's personal life, especially his sexuality, remained largely private. According to singer Paul Anka, in his 2013 autobiography, My Way, Davis was bisexual. Anka described him as someone who enjoyed life fully and was curious about all experiences. Davis confided in close friends about relationships with both men and women, embracing a liberated approach to his sexuality. Despite this openness in private, he never publicly acknowledged his bisexuality, likely due to the societal pressures and norms of the mid-20th century. Davis's romantic life often attracted public attention. In 1957, his relationship with actress Kim Novak caused a scandal, reflecting the era's racial and social taboos. Reports indicate that studio head Harry Cohn even threatened Davis with violence if he did not end the relationship. This led Davis to marry singer Lorraine White in 1958. These events illustrate how Davis's personal relationships were complicated by both racial dynamics and the entertainment industry's strict expectations. In a 1978 interview with People magazine, Davis spoke more openly about his affairs with both men and women, demonstrating a level of candor that was unusual for public figures at that time. However, this did not translate into a public acknowledgement of his bisexuality, leaving much of his private life concealed from the wider audience. Little Richard. Little Richard, born Richard Wayne Penniman in 1932, was a revolutionary figure in the development of rock and roll. Known for his flamboyant stage presence, powerful voice, and high-energy performances, he became a defining icon of the 1950s with hits such as Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally. Beyond his public persona, Richard's personal life, especially his sexuality, was layered with complexity. From a young age, Richard displayed effeminate mannerisms, which led to ridicule and tension within his family. At the age of 15, his father reportedly expelled him from the home, citing his sexual orientation. Throughout his career, Richard's sexual identity was fluid, and he identified as gay, bisexual, and omnisexual at different points in his life. In a 1995 interview with Penthouse, he openly stated, "I've been gay all my life," acknowledging his sexual orientation publicly for the first time. Despite this admission, he later described a change in self-identification. In 1982, during an appearance on Late Night with David Letterman, he said, "I'm not gay now, but I was gay all my life," reflecting an evolving relationship with his sexuality. Richard's sexuality was further complicated by his strong Christian beliefs. In 1985, he recounted to the South Bank show that his father had put him out of the house, saying, "He wanted 7 boys, and I had spoiled it because I was gay." Decades later, he publicly renounced homosexuality, calling it unnatural affection during an interview with a Christian broadcasting network in 2017. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross, born in 1951, became one of the most celebrated voices in R&B, known for his smooth, emotive delivery and romantic ballads. Achieving fame in the 1980s with hits like Never Too Much and Here and Now, he established himself as a cornerstone of contemporary soul music. Vandross's public image was polished and private, with his personal life carefully shielded from the spotlight. Vandross never publicly acknowledged his sexuality during his lifetime. According to friend and colleague Bruce Vilanch, Vandross confided that he was gay, stating, "No one knows I'm in the life." Vilanch also revealed that Vandross had a significant romantic relationship with a man during the late 1980s and early 1990s. This private acknowledgement underscored Vandross's desire to maintain discretion regarding his personal life while pursuing a highly visible career. Years after Vandross's passing in 2005, singer Patti LaBelle confirmed his sexual orientation, explaining that he had chosen not to come out publicly in order to avoid upsetting his mother and his predominantly female fan base. LaBelle noted that Vandross wanted to protect those who supported him and maintain the carefully constructed public persona that had contributed to his widespread appeal. Vandross's decision to keep his sexuality private highlights the pressures Black artists face in balancing personal authenticity with societal expectations and commercial success. The entertainment industry often imposes unspoken rules that make revealing certain personal details risky, especially during the time when Vandross rose to prominence. His careful management of personal and professional boundaries allowed him to maintain a flourishing career while navigating these complex dynamics. Ethel Waters. Ethel Waters rose from early 20th century struggles to become one of the most celebrated African American performers of her time. Her journey began in 1896 in Chester, Pennsylvania, and her work on Broadway and in the Harlem Renaissance helped shape music and theater for generations. Waters maintained a private and complex personal life, including her sexual identity, balancing discretion with her public achievements. In the early 1920s, Waters lived with dancer Ethel Williams in Harlem. The two women were famously known as the Two Ethels and were part of Harlem's lesbian circles. They often performed together on stage, showcasing both professional talent and a close personal bond. While Waters' managers spread the story that her contract prohibited her from marrying, this helped to deter public speculation about her private life. Despite this, the cohabitation in public performances suggested a romantic relationship between Waters and Williams. Waters' bisexuality was not publicly acknowledged during her lifetime. She married 3 times, all of which ended in divorce. But her connection with Williams remained significant and well-documented. Within the LGBTQ+ community, Waters' personal life was recognized and admired, and she developed a loyal gay and lesbian following. Her performances and music resonated strongly with queer audiences, establishing her as a figure who represented diverse sexual identities at a time when such openness was rare. Throughout her career, Waters faced challenges due to her race and gender. She navigated a predominantly white entertainment industry and often had to conceal aspects of her personal life to sustain her career. Despite these obstacles, she achieved remarkable success in music and theater, performing in venues and productions that had previously excluded Black artists. Her influence extended beyond entertainment, and she became a symbol of resilience and authenticity in the face of social constraints. Paul Winfield. Paul Winfield, born in 1939, was an acclaimed African-American actor celebrated for his performances in films such as Sounder and The Terminator. He became one of the first Black actors to receive significant recognition in Hollywood while living privately as a gay man. His career and personal life highlight the challenges of navigating identity in an industry that often demanded conformity. Winfield maintained a discreet personal life, never publicly acknowledging his sexuality during his career. In private, he was in a long-term relationship with architect Charles Gillen Jr., with whom he lived for more than 3 decades. Friends and colleagues were aware of the relationship, but Winfield chose not to discuss it publicly, reflecting both societal pressures and the unique obstacles faced by Black LGBTQ+ actors in Hollywood. In the early 1970s, Winfield co-starred with Cicely Tyson in Sounder, and they lived together for roughly 18 months during filming. Their cohabitation sparked speculation about a romantic connection. Though Winfield's sexuality was not publicly known at the time, this period demonstrates how Hollywood often blurred personal and professional boundaries while still discouraging open discussions of sexuality. Winfield's decision to keep his sexuality private was shaped by the social and professional climate of his time. As a Black actor, he faced both racial discrimination and the risk of career repercussions if he had publicly acknowledged being gay. Despite these challenges, Winfield achieved remarkable success, earning critical acclaim and recognition for his talent, including an Academy Award nomination for his role in Sounder. After his death in 2004, Winfield's sexuality became more widely known, shedding light on the personal realities of a man who had lived authentically in private while navigating the demands of public life. His career continues to serve as an inspiration for Black LGBTQ+ actors, demonstrating how talent and perseverance can leave a lasting impact even in the face of systemic barriers. Sherman Hemsley. Sherman Hemsley was an iconic African-American actor best known for portraying George Jefferson on the television sitcom The Jeffersons. His performance earned him widespread acclaim and made the character a staple of American pop culture. While Hemsley's public persona was confident and commanding, his private life, including his sexual orientation, remained closely guarded. Throughout his career, Hemsley never publicly acknowledged being gay. He was known as a private individual who preferred to keep his personal life separate from his professional endeavors. In 2003, Hemsley gave a rare interview to the Archive of American Television, where he spoke about the challenges of playing George Jefferson and the careful balance required to portray the character's assertive personality. This interview demonstrated his commitment to his craft while maintaining discretion about his personal life. After Hemsley's death in 2012, information about his private life began to emerge. Fellow cast member Damon Evans confirmed that Hemsley was gay, describing it as an open secret among colleagues. Evans noted that they socialized in the same circles and attended events together, though they never discussed their sexual orientations openly. It was also revealed that Hemsley had a Puerto Rican boyfriend with whom he lived, and the partner occasionally attended show tapings. Additional insights came from Hemsley's longtime manager, Flora Enchinton, who was named the sole beneficiary of his estate. She disclosed that she had shared living space with Hemsley and his partner, Kenny Johnston, during their relationship. This arrangement provided a glimpse into the private life of a man who carefully managed his public image while maintaining an authentic personal life behind the scenes. Hemsley's career is remembered for breaking racial barriers in television and leaving a lasting impact on the industry. His life demonstrates the complexities faced by Black entertainers, who often had to navigate fame, public expectation, and private truths simultaneously. Nell Carter. Nell Carter was an American singer and actress who rose to fame in the 1980s through her role on the television sitcom Gimme a Break, and earned a Tony Award for her performance in Ain't Misbehavin'. Carter's talent extended across television, Broadway, and music, establishing her as a prominent figure in entertainment. Carter faced significant challenges in her personal life. She was one of 9 children born to Edna Mae and Horace Hardy in Birmingham, Alabama. At age 2, she witnessed her father's accidental death when he stepped on a live power line. As a teenager, she survived a sexual assault at gunpoint at 16, which resulted in a pregnancy. She gave birth to a daughter, Tracy, and later sent her to live with her older sister due to the difficulties of raising a child alone. Carter's sexual orientation was part of her private life, and she was known to have had relationships with women. Her identity was widely recognized within the entertainment industry, even though she did not publicly discuss it. In 1998, she performed at the opening ceremonies for the Gay and Lesbian Centers Village at Ed Gould Plaza in Los Angeles, signaling her support for LGBTQ+ rights and highlighting her personal connection to the community. Throughout her career, Carter faced struggles, including substance abuse and health challenges, yet she continued performing until her death in 2003. Her to balance a demanding career while navigating personal adversities illustrates her resilience and dedication. Carter's life reflects both the extraordinary achievements of a talented performer and the personal battles she managed privately, maintaining her authenticity within her professional and personal worlds. Bessie Smith. Bessie Smith, born in 1894, was an influential African-American singer widely known as the Empress of the Blues. She achieved unprecedented success as a Black entertainer, commanding high fees and captivating audiences with her powerful voice and dramatic stage presence. Smith's music addressed themes of love, heartbreak, and resilience, resonating with a diverse audience and influencing generations of musicians. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Smith's personal life, particularly her sexuality, drew attention. She was openly bisexual and had relationships with both men and women throughout her life. One of her most well-known relationships was with dancer Lillian Simpson, which was acknowledged within her social and professional circles. There are also accounts suggesting a possible romantic connection with fellow blues singer Ma Rainey, although this remains unconfirmed. Smith's bisexuality subtly informed her music. Songs such as The Boy in the Boat and Need a Little Sugar in My Bowl included lyrics that hinted at same-sex attraction, demonstrating her to incorporate personal identity into her artistry. These performances resonated with fans across sexual orientations and showcased her ability to navigate societal norms through her work. Her marriage to Jack G. from 1923 to 1929 presented additional complexities. The marriage was marked by mutual infidelity, and her bisexuality played a role in the tensions between them, ultimately leading to divorce. Despite these personal challenges, Smith's career continued to thrive, cementing her status as one of the most important figures in blues music. Smith's life reflects both the triumphs and challenges of being a Black LGBTQ+ performer in the early 20th century. She broke barriers in the entertainment industry, not only through her musical talent, but also through living authentically within private and professional spaces. Her influence extends beyond her recordings, serving as an enduring inspiration for artists who seek to express identity through their work. Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman, born in 1949, was a celebrated American singer, songwriter, and actress whose career spanned several decades. She was known for her rich contralto voice, emotional depth, and commanding stage presence. Hyman achieved recognition in the 1970s and 1980s with hits like You Know How to Love Me and Living All Alone, establishing herself as a leading figure in R&B and soul music. Hyman's personal life, particularly her sexual orientation, was complex and largely private. She was known to have had relationships with both men and women. In Jason A. Michaels' 2007 biography, Strength of a Woman, The Phyllis Hyman Story, her bisexuality was documented, highlighting her intimate relationships with women while noting the discretion she maintained publicly. Throughout her career, Hyman did not openly discuss her sexual orientation in public, but her relationships with women were acknowledged within her circle of friends and colleagues. This discretion was influenced by the pressures of the entertainment industry, particularly as a Black female performer navigating both racial and gendered expectations. Hyman balanced her personal identity with the public image required to maintain her career, carefully managing how much she revealed about her private life. Hyman also struggled with depression and substance abuse, which affected both her personal and professional life. These challenges were compounded by the demands of fame and the expectations of audiences who were largely unaware of her sexuality. Despite these obstacles, she continued to perform and record music that resonated deeply with fans. Her legacy endures through her recordings, performances, and the impact she had on the R&B and soul genres. Hyman's life demonstrates the complexities faced by LGBTQ+ Black artists in an industry that often demanded secrecy and conformity, while highlighting the resilience required to succeed despite these pressures. Alvin Ailey. Alvin Ailey, born in 1931 in Rogers, Texas, was a groundbreaking African-American choreographer and the founder of the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. He transformed modern dance by integrating African-American cultural elements, combining gospel, spirituals, and blues with contemporary dance forms. His signature work, Revelations, is celebrated worldwide and continues to be performed regularly, reflecting both the beauty and struggle of the Black experience. Despite his professional acclaim, Ailey's personal life, especially his sexual orientation, was kept private. He was gay, but he rarely spoke publicly about his sexuality. This discretion was influenced by the societal expectations of the time and the pressures of being a prominent Black artist in a largely white industry. Ailey had relationships with men, often meeting partners in gay bars, though some of these interactions were complicated and exploitative. In a 1987 interview with the Chicago Tribune, Ailey made a subtle reference to his identity, saying, "Of course there is something Black in my work, me and my 56 years." While not an explicit discussion of his sexuality, this statement alluded to how his personal experiences shaped his creative output. Ailey's artistry reflected not only the African-American experience, but also his own identity and the complexities of navigating a world that often demanded silence about one's sexual orientation. Ailey passed away in 1989 due to an AIDS-related illness, a fate that mirrored the struggles of many LGBTQ+ individuals during that era. His legacy continues through the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which has trained thousands of dancers and performed for millions of people worldwide. He is also honored on the Rainbow Honor Walk in San Francisco, recognizing his contributions as a pioneering LGBTQ+ artist. Ailey's work and life exemplify the intersection of art, identity, and social influence. His ability to convey deep emotion and cultural narrative through dance, while maintaining privacy in his personal life, highlights the challenges and resilience of queer Black artists during the 20th century. James Baldwin. James Baldwin, born in 1924 in Harlem, New York, was a celebrated African-American writer, essayist, and social critic. His works, including Giovanni's Room, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and Another Country, explored themes of race, sexuality, and identity in a way that challenged societal norms and offered profound insights into human relationships and marginalized communities. Baldwin's sexual orientation was an important aspect of his life and writing. He had relationships with both men and women, but resisted labels such as gay because he felt they were restrictive and failed to capture the complexity of human sexuality. Many of his significant relationships were with men, including his long-term partner, Lucien Happersberger, a Swiss painter who played a central role in Baldwin's life during his years living in France. Baldwin's literary work often reflected his experiences and observations as a Black gay man. Giovanni's Room, published in 1956, was groundbreaking for its candid exploration of a same-sex relationship. It challenged prevailing social attitudes and opened discussions about sexuality in literature at a time when such topics were considered taboo. Baldwin's writing provided a voice for those navigating complex intersections of race, sexuality, and society. Though Baldwin faced criticism from both Black and white communities for his openness about his sexuality, he remained committed to authenticity in his work. His personal experiences informed his perspective, allowing him to write with depth and empathy about the challenges faced by marginalized individuals. Baldwin also advocated for civil rights and social justice, intertwining his literary influence with activism. Baldwin's life demonstrates the interplay between personal identity and artistic expression. His works remain influential, offering insight into the struggles of Black LGBTQ+ individuals and the broader human experience. His legacy continues to shape literature, social thought, and discussions around race and sexuality, solidifying him as one of the most important voices of the 20th century.